Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome back to our channel. Welcome to our channel.
Welcome to our channel.
We are here to recap Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 11, Episode 2.
Dos.
This episode was called Licking All Up and Down.
You want to lick them up and down?
Licking All Up and Down. It was crazy. It was actually a really good episode, but you know, it just definitely makes me hard to be a tree hugger. How do you feel, Fnan?
Absolutely feel the same way. I think it's really fun to see Teresa for however long she's been on this franchise not take accountability, but still be that bitch on this show. Like, it's pretty iconic if you ask me. But yeah, I think it's pretty iconic that, you know, she's been able to like not take accountability for any of the things that she does wrong and still remain that bitch on this franchise. Like, none of these girls could ever do that. But it is very frustrating, like you said, to see someone not take accountability for the wrongs that they've done.
So
kind of embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing. We'll get into it. All right. So the episode starts out with basically like the aftermath of Teresa leaving. She leaves, you know, calls her the C word 80 times, gets in her car, leaves, goes back to Margaret's house. Margaret asks Jackie, like, what happened? Jackie said, like, listen, I was trying to make her see it from my point of view, that things like this can hurt a family, so I used Gia as an analogy. Margaret said, okay, there's two things that you don't talk about in this group because they just don't get it. You don't talk about kids, you don't talk about analogies.
Analogies for Teresa. Like, you don't.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And Margaret was being a really good friend to Jackie, from what I remember. She was just like, I'm sorry, like, no one should go through that. And Jackie called Evan, and Evan was really mad. And I just feel bad for Jackie. Like, Jackie is the victim in all this. She did something nice for Teresa. And this is how, like, Teresa repays her. It's just so funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt for Jackie too. Yeah, I mean, she is definitely the victim in this situation, and the fact that like Teresa kind of stormed out and made it seem like she was the victim is pretty dangerous behavior, if you ask me. It's pretty dangerous. Nonetheless, I'm still a tree hugger. So yeah, I mean, I get where her frustration's coming from. I don't really agree with her bringing up the kids. I think kids honestly should be off limits, like Margaret said. And I don't think you should use analogies with Teresa because it never goes right with her. I mean, I'm sure Caroline, like earlier seasons, used to use analogies with Teresa, and it just didn't work because she's not that. She doesn't have it up here, you know? Like, she's just not smart enough to figure that out, you know?
She's just really not. And that's all that is. Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Her.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so then it goes to Teresa and how Teresa calls Melissa, says, oh, I'm about to put your girlfriend on blast when we go to Lake George. I'm about to put your girlfriend on blast. You will not believe what she did. She talked about Gia, and it's like, she wouldn't have had to use that analogy if you didn't spread a rumor about her husband cheating on her at his birthday party. Do you get how this all leads back to you? No, she'll never get it though. Like, it's like the craziest thing. It's like that just doesn't even like register in her brain what she did.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny that she's like, so she was pissed and she called Melissa and was like, I hope she's not your friend after this.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, what? Like, can you tell me what happened first before you say that? Like, I just feel like Teresa she obviously does not like Jackie. She doesn't want Jackie in the group. She wants everyone to take her side and like kill off Jackie from the group, pretty much. And so
And it's just like not
And
gonna happen.
Melissa was like, well, I don't really know what happened, so yeah.
Like you
Like
need to
obviously,
provide context.
yeah, Melissa was like, well, I don't really know what happened. I wasn't there, so I'm sorry that she used Gia, but I wasn't there. Like she didn't want to, pick sides right after hearing that, which is good. Good on Melissa.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's the good thing about Melissa. I mean, like, even though we don't really care for her, like she's level headed for the most part.
She
And yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking some truth in this episode. And also
Mm-hmm.
Teresa wasn't telling the whole story. So
Yeah, of course, because
yeah, like
she's trying to
and
what else did Melissa, you know what? Production, like I think Melissa was trying to bring up a point of like when she was with Teresa in the beginning seasons, like she was just like Jackie. And production brought up a good like flashback of that, like where Melissa was like looking to get like logical answers from Teresa, and she understands now. Now Melissa understands she will never get that, and you just kind of have to like shrug it off and move on.
yeah, which is so
And Jackie, yeah, and Jackie is in the same like mode as Melissa was in the earlier seasons, and it's just not gonna work. Like this sad though, because Teresa has not grown in 10 years.
she's just like been through a lot, but like truly hasn't like progressed. Like as in like
Exactly.
up here and like emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
like how she reacts to situations, and it's just still the same and just frustrating.
Yeah.
We respect her as a woman, but like at what cost?
Yeah. Don't get us wrong. We're still tree huggers up in here. Like, even though we're talking like critically of Teresa, like, don't get it twisted. It's Team Trey here
The end of the day,
at the end of the day.
like that's the team we're on. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's team train.
Team
Period.
Trey.
Period.
Period.
Nothing left to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then it goes into Jennifer and her mom. Jennifer goes to her mom's house, visits her mom, talks about how everything's like kind of wonky with her family. Like she says, like she's like, have you called Michael, who's like Jennifer's older brother, because now he lives in Turkey and he has a baby now, and the baby's name is John after Jennifer's dad. And her mom calls the baby Brian because she doesn't want to call the baby John. And Jennifer's like, I just think it's like disrespectful to call someone's baby a name that's not their name. And Jennifer's mom starts crying and she's like, I don't want to call him John. I don't like that name. Like,
Kind of sad.
and goes into like how like Jennifer's dad like doesn't talk to her nicely, and like it's the same, like it's not just her and like being mean or anything like that, but that's like all that the family sees. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so Jennifer talks about how like they like her parents had an arranged marriage, so maybe like there's some parts of the marriage that are missing, like love, because that seems to be a missing part in an arranged marriage sometimes. So I don't know. But I felt kind of bad for her mom when I was like watching that. Like her mom doesn't seem, I mean, her mom seems sweet, but just
Yeah, I felt bad for her mom too. Yeah.
and
I
like
think like
divorce is like still so like frowned upon in like so many cultures. But it's like if you're not happy,
yeah.
hmm.
Yeah, I felt bad for her mom in that moment too, because her mom was like, I think her mom was like, the kids had flipped on her. Like the kids take the dad's side over the mom's side. And yeah, that sucks. It's like the mother of the child, like you gave birth to these children and they're taking the dad's side. And I don't know. I mean, we obviously don't get to see everything that goes on between the both of them, but I mean, I felt bad for her mom in that moment too.
Oh, that's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Sad for her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then it goes into Dolores meeting with her mom and having a socially distance meeting. and they're just talking to her mom and just saying how
First off, hold on. This is like the first sign of like people respecting like COVID kind of, because they're actually socially distanced. Like this,
yeah.
Hold on, this is second episode. Finally, we got somewhere.
Yeah. Like Dolores stayed, yeah, she is
Oh,
a little far from her mom. And her mom was talking
mhm.
about how like she does everything for her grandkids, and it just sucks that like, you know, with COVID, like her house is empty when it's normally really full. And I was like, that's so sad. Can you
I
imagine
feel
being
bad
an
too.
old school Italian family?
Yeah, it's so sad for these older folks. I know they feel so lonely in the pandemic. I didn't really realize it till like kind of this episode, because they have to be alone because they're more at risk.
It's so sad. Yeah. Yeah. So they were just talking about just COVID and everything like that, and Frankie and how sweet he is. And then how Dolores had told her mom, like, I didn't tell David about the surgery until the night before. Okay. I don't know if she said that in the last episode. If she did, I did not pay attention, but that's fucked up.
Yeah, she did say that in the last episode.
Okay. Like, that's not cute. And if I were in David's shoes, I would be pissed too. Because, like, if she died the next day and I didn't, like, know about it, or what if she didn't even tell me? Like, you wait till the night before? Like, that's messed up. I don't know. That's just what I thought.
No, it is messed up. No, I totally agree with you, but I kind of see it from her perspective. He doesn't like her doing surgery, so she probably just like held it in until the very last moment so that like
You couldn't say anything.
he couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I get it, but
Yeah.
it's still fucked up. Yeah.
And he's a doctor. So he, like, already knows how shit like that can go. But Dolores' mom agreed with David. And she's like, yeah, you should have told him. Like, and then she was explaining how her family is, like, very progressive in a way. I don't know. I feel like Dolores is, like, still, like, a Trumpy. But her dad...
Her best friend is Siggy. So probably.
Her dad was a cop and had to be a cop in, like, a city that was, like, 2 cities over or something like that. And then her mom didn't want to move. So her mom stayed at her house. Her dad stayed at her house. But they're still married. And they, like, do everything that a married couple does. It's kind of like Jackie's parents, too. And it's just like...
That's weird.
I mean, like, it is what it is. Like, you need your space.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stay at your own house. I don't care. I would do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. No, I think it's the new way of being married now. Like,
Yeah.
why not? Like,
Italian. They're doing that.
yeah, I mean, groundbreaking, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I think that's super cool. I don't know that I would do that, but I get it. I respect it. Like, I mean, I'm in a relationship. I live by myself. My boyfriend lives by himself. It's great to like have space from one another, but like, I don't know. When you're older, don't you get more lonely? No.
Maybe.
Cool. Whatever.
Yeah, like, I would think about, like, what if my husband, like, snores? And go your own way. Okay. But, like, Dolores was just talking about, like, that's how her parents are. So, like, it makes her look at, like, non-traditional relationships. And that's kind of like what she has with David. But, like, not really. Because you helped David build his house. And you're not living in it. And you guys are dating. So
yeah, it's getting weird.
It's getting really weird. And I mean, like, even though, you know, like, David, he's whatever right now, like, they were still saying nice things about him. And Dolores' mom was just like, yeah, I love him, he's a good guy. And I was like, you know, he kind of is a good guy, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I don't trust him. We'll see.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then it goes to, I think everyone's packing for
their trip, Lake George.
And Jackie, or Teresa, calls Jennifer and only talks about the fact that Jackie mentioned Gia. Doesn't even talk about the whole cheating thing. Only talks about that. And I was like, there's, like, context that's missing, honey, to how it got to that point. And Jackie was like, what the fuck? Like, but you're missing the entire story. Or Jennifer was like, what the fuck? But
Oh,
I kept saying, I got the J's mixed up.
that's okay.
Yeah. Did you see that part?
When Teresa talks to Jennifer,
Over the phone?
I saw it. I don't remember it. I was 3 margaritas in. I don't know. No, I don't remember that moment, but I'm not surprised at Teresa only mentioning that part. But like, yeah, she didn't mention the whole conversation, how it went. She didn't mention like how Jackie wanted her to dismiss this rumor. She didn't mention how Jackie didn't want an apology. She wanted her to dismiss the rumor.
Yeah.
And then that's how it got into that. Like, she didn't mention that. Like, she just mentioned, yeah, she talked shit about my daughter.
Yeah, that's it. And I was like, that is so annoying. Like, you're missing the entire story. And
yeah, you're lying.
that's how she is, because that's how she wants to get people on her side. And it's like, no, look at it from my point of view. She talked about my kid. Like, look at it from my point of view. Like, that's her husband. Whatever. Look at it from my point of view.
Yeah.
Okay. Goes to Dolores and Frank. Dolores is packing. She's kind of explaining how this weekend's going to go if both Jackie and Teresa show up. And then she's talking about David. And I just think, like, Dolores and Frank are just so funny. Like, it's just so funny to me.
They're so good. Yeah. They kind of seem like they belong together, but, like, it's fine.
And, like, they'll always have that connection because, they have 2 kids together. But, like, I think it's so funny. And then Frank's like, I'm going to call David. Like, what? And talk to him about your ex-wife? Okay. It's just so, like, non-traditional. And I kind of like that for Dolores. She's got 2 men that absolutely love her. Well, that we know that, like, loves her. But
yeah, we got 2 men that really, really care about her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The note that I wrote next was, Jackie not going to this is good, because that would be too good of an episode. It would be too explosive. And I don't know if we can handle that on the second app. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I could either.
Yeah. Okay, so now everyone's kind of showing up at Margaret's house. I made a note about how Joe can't pour coffee, because I thought about how, like, we talk about he's, like, really lazy. Margaret was like to Joe, like, can you go get Melissa, because Melissa had shown up, like, can you go get Melissa an iced coffee or a cold brew or whatever? He's like, I don't know what that is. I don't know how to make that. And Margaret's like, all you have to do is pour it into a cup. Like, that's all you have to do. And she went to go do it herself. And I was just like,
he's like, which one's the cold brew? That's just, like, typical men's stuff. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. So Margaret mentioned that the night before, Jackie called her and had said, like, hey, did Teresa, like, hit you up or anything like that? Margaret said no. So Jackie was like, okay, well, she seems like she's still going, so I'm not going to go. And she pulled herself out. And then Jennifer shows up and doesn't say anything to, like, Melissa. She's just like, hi, everyone. And she's, like, pissed about it or whatever. This is like, fuck you, or whatever, in her confessional. And then Jennifer's like, wow, Melissa, like, maybe if I were a mirror, you would greet me.
Jennifer is so funny. Like,
that was
I like her. Yeah.
I was crying. That was so funny.
Jennifer got jokes. She's also a Trumpy too. Everyone on Jersey is a Trumpy except for Margaret and Teresa, which is really hard to, like.
Teresa's a Trumpy.
No, I know. No, did I say she wasn't? I meant to say, sorry, my fault. Jackie and Margaret are the only ones that aren't Trumpies. Teresa's a Trumpy. All these girls are Trumpies. It's so sad. Why are we watching? It's good. That's why. It's fine.
It's good.
Let's just stay ignorant. It's okay.
Okay. All right. So then it goes to them getting into the van and they're heading to Lake George. And they asked Teresa, like, what was even said between you and Jackie to make it go to that point? And Teresa was explaining it, but she just kept doubling down. Like, she just kept saying, like, where there's smoke, there's fire. Like, she should, who cares? Like, that's her husband. Like, she should defend him. Like, and then started saying stuff about how, like, you know, Evan's a good looking guy and like suave.
He's my type.
My type, but I don't have a crush on him. And then I think like Dolores and Melissa had said like not all good looking men cheat. Like, what the fuck? It's just like so stupid. Like, it's like common sense. Like, she doesn't have any. And she just kept doubling down. Like, she just literally kept making it worse. And saying like, I'm gonna ride her harder than her husband ever rode her. She doesn't give blowjobs. I mean, how well could a marriage be if she's not giving blowjobs?
At this point, Teresa's not making any sense.
No. So like, yeah, Margaret was like, yeah, just let her do her thing.
Okay, girl.
It was really embarrassing. Like, I have no words because it's like, how do we support this? You know, because like if this were like any other housewife, I wouldn't even tolerate this. I'd be like, no,
I know.
like fuck you. Like, there's a wife on Dallas named Carrie.
Yeah, I cannot stand her.
Don't even know why she's a housewife because
She's so annoying.
I just had to mention that for a minute. It's a little sidetrack. I hate her so much. Anyway, okay, so it goes into Frank and David at the gun range, shooting range, and Frank doesn't have a mask over his nose, and I'm just like, you're literally with a doctor. let's get it together. And Frank talked about falling down a set of stairs or a flight of stairs for work, and like he broke both of his legs or something like that. I don't know, but he lived with David for a while, and David helped him heal and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's just like, so sweet. After they were shooting, like Frank sat David down and was just saying like, Dolores talks to me and says like, you know, it's not cool. Like, I helped him build that house. He's not married. He's not like putting a ring on it, and he's asking me to move in. And I don't know, David's like nonchalant and just like that's how he looks when he. Frank's like, you know, like, you're a great doctor, you're a mediocre boyfriend, not a good boyfriend.
Yeah, I remember that.
Her ex,
facts,
bro.
Facts.
I know you feel like shit. Her ex cheated on her, and like, he's telling you that you're not a good boyfriend. It's just so funny to me.
No, yeah.
Oh,
kind of crazy that like the ex-husband is gathering the current boyfriend. Like, what?
So funny. It is like literally to me.
Yeah.
And then Jennifer and Melissa. Yeah, Jennifer and everyone and Melissa get to the house, and Melissa finds her room, and Jennifer's like, oh, she's always gotta find the place with the flat TV and the mirror. And I just thought that was so funny. Like, Jennifer's hella funny this season already. She keeps making digs at Melissa, and it's just hilarious to me.
Yeah, no.
I live for it.
Jennifer, oh my god. Melissa reminds me of Ramona on New York, like when getting a room. Because Ramona is like, I have to get the best room. Ramona and Sonia do this like all the time. They like get to the trip and then find the best room and they claim it's theirs, and it just is what it is. And it's like, why are we like this? Like, why are we running for a room? Like, you're in a beautiful ass space. Like, and then they cry. Sorry, this is like a sidetrack, but like they cry when they have like a room without a view or something like that. It's like, are you serious? Like, there's people out here dying and you're really tripping over a room without a view? Like, really?
It's just so embarrassing.
It's gross. And Melissa was giving me Ramona energy there, and I was like, girl, rolls my eye back.
I need to stop. I agree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they all get there, and then I remember Teresa's like out on like the balcony, and Margaret's like, I should have brought those edible gummies. I was like, I love it. And Teresa keeps fucking talking about Jackie and like won't stop. She keeps bringing it up.
Yeah.
It's like she's like, I'm so glad Jackie's not here. I'm really glad she's not here. I would have annihilated her. Bitch, you know what the word annihilate means, but you can't like figure out an analogy.
I don't know if you've watched this before, but like Andy had Teresa on a show with her husband on Watch What Happens Live like years ago. And this was the shadiest thing I've ever seen Andy do. He had her husband guess if Teresa knew these words. Like literally it was a whole thing of vocabulary and no, not even knew them, if she knew how to pronounce them. And like it was so shady. I felt so bad for Teresa, right? Because like she's just being like she's sitting there being Andy's puppet, and like I just felt so ashamed for her because she doesn't know these. She doesn't know how to pronounce like phenomenal. Like she was having a hard time pronouncing that, and like Joe was like, no, she doesn't know how to say that. Like it just was like, oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna send you that video. It's really sad. Anyways, I'm sorry. Yeah, she doesn't know words, and it's weird that she wants to use annihilate, but she doesn't know an analogy. And she broke it down really, really easy for you to understand.
She weren't getting it. So yeah. Yeah, it's everyone's fault but Teresa. Was what I was getting when she was explaining that at the dinner. Like she was like, I wasn't spreading a rumor. I heard a rumor about, and I was like, oh my god, this is so tiring. And then I was like, everyone just needs to like, Teresa needs to shut the fuck up. She's fun. Like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What are you doing? Just okay. That's how I felt when I was watching that, because she was just doing the most. Mm-hmm. And like, why? I just personally think, like, if I was arguing with someone, I do not want to be on a trip with them. I would take myself out of that situation too, because I don't want to be uncomfortable when I'm supposed to be on vacation. I don't know how you feel about that.
No, I feel the same way. I probably would not go either. I mean, like, maybe in the future, like, after we had a conversation, yeah, but like, if it's already tense between us, you called me the C word 8 times, like, obviously, I'm not going to put myself in that situation. Like, I want peace of mind. I don't want to be dragged on a trip. I'm sorry.
No, exactly. Okay, so then it goes to Jackie and how she was like hanging out with her kids and just explaining like she was sad that she couldn't go on the trip, and also like there's like tension between her and Evan. Mm-hmm. And that really sucks because like she's someone that I like brought into my life that is causing all this tension. And I mean, I agree with Jackie. Like, Teresa's wrong. I don't know what the fuck she was thinking. Like, she's like, oh, I was drinking, blah, blame it on the alcohol. I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do that if I was like blacked out, because I don't care. Like, if I heard that, I wouldn't spread that at someone's party, first of all. I definitely wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would never do that too. That's ruining a marriage. Like, that's an establishment. Like, if you hear a rumor, you go to that person directly, privately, and you discuss it you just say it to them if you care about them and you believe that it's true, and you tell them who you heard this from, so they can connect with that person. That's what you do.
Yeah, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus.
Like, well, you just threw my marriage under the bus. Like, you just totally pooped on my marriage. Like, that's awful. So I feel bad for Jackie too. Yeah.
It's like I feel bad for them because they like will never ever get Teresa to see it from their point of view.
No, they won't.
I don't know why you keep trying.
You can't win with her. Like, you can't.
She wins.
Yeah. You can't tell. I think Melissa was even saying it. You can't tell Teresa what to do. You can't tell her to apologize. If you direct her to do something, she will not do it.
Right, like,
you know?
And she's a grown-ass woman. But like, this is childish shit. And we live for it because we like her. So I don't know what's wrong with us.
I mean, we just like chaos. Remember? Like, that's just what we want. We want chaos.
Okay, so then we're getting into them taking tequila shots. I miss it. I want to take a tequila shot so bad. Girls. I was really getting jealous, and I was like, wait, they're also doing this like during COVID. And Teresa's talking about how horny she is, and it was so funny. She's like, I want to do it like this, and like this, and like this. And I was dying. And then they go to a restaurant, and they're all wearing masks, like as in like the cast members. The servers are just wearing face shields. And I don't know, like,
at least they're wearing a mask. Like, and honestly, the cast members are half-ass wearing a mask. Like, Teresa was just, she did this.
the sweetie. Did you see
like,
what?
Girl, like, what the heck? Yeah, Teresa. So we did. Like, oh god, yeah. And Melissa was doing that too. I did not like. Sorry, off topic, but I did not like Teresa's dress. It was giving second grade. Like, why are we wearing a white frilly dress? What is happening? Come on, give me Jersey. Don't give me second grade. Would you wear a frilly dress?
No, I never would.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm sorry, I have to drag Teresa for her dress option. Also, I did not like Dolores's jean dress. That was also giving very second grade. Like, come on. Melissa and Jennifer were best dressed at that dinner with that off-white.
I was gonna say if she was wearing off-white, yeah, that looked really nice.
Yeah,
I agree. Okay, and then Teresa.
Jennifer?
No.
Oh,
Teresa
okay.
going into saying like I wasn't trying to maliciously hurt Jackie. That just made no sense to me. Like her saying that made no sense. And then she went into talking about how like her daughter called her and talked to her about all this and said like, Mom, like you were fucking upset when all these rumors were coming out about you and Dad. Imagine how she feels. And you're the one putting this out there. You said something that hurt her. She said something that hurt you. Like you guys are like even now. And like you should say sorry because you hurt her feelings. And Teresa's like, maybe. Like
her daughter has to, like, her daughter's the only one that can get through to her. Kind of sad, if you ask me. Yeah, but it's kind of confusing that Gia said that when she tweeted something else.
She did, yeah. So that was last week when that episode, I remember that tweet, and then this week she was tweeting something else.
And then she tweeted yesterday, what I said to my mom on the show last night still stands. Her feelings were hurt. Most of the housewives know the feeling, so an apology should be given. I'm just making it aware you sign up for the show for things to come out and drama to be started between the women. Bro, what?
Like, what does that last sentence even mean? What?
Am I the one can't understand? Like, what you're saying? I don't know. Like, I don't know what your sentence meant.
To start rumors about her marriage, like Jackie signed up for that. I don't think that's what Jackie signed up for.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, these girls are a little. Gia should have just kept her mouth shut. Like, you don't get paid. You're just your daughter's. You're just your mom's daughter. Like, yes, like you shouldn't have been mentioned in the show, but like just keep it mute. Keep it cute, keep it mute.
Exactly. I like that. Keep it cute, keep it mute.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
I think I got that from Bad Girls Club.
Love that. There is at the end of the episode, there is kind of like a little resolution between Jennifer and Melissa. And Jennifer apologizes for saying that she was like too self-absorbed and all the stuff that like not like all the stuff that happened last year, but or the year before, but just kind of like for any of the comments that have been made, she wants to like And Melissa agreed. So we'll just have to see what happens this season. That was the end of the episode. What did you think about this episode? I know that you said you fell asleep a little bit, but
Yeah, but it wasn't because of how the episode was. I had a couple margaritas in me, and I'm old. No, I'm kidding. No, but I did have a couple margaritas in me, so I just fell asleep. But I thought this episode was pretty good. I kind of wish Jackie was on the trip so I could see, like, Teresa and them getting into it, or, maybe possibly, I don't think it would ever happen, but Teresa maybe apologizing to Jackie. That would have been cool, especially because after her daughter talked to her on the trip about this situation, like, you could see that Teresa was like, maybe like that would have happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like Melissa was saying, you can't direct Teresa to do anything. She's as stubborn as they can be. Like, a lot of what housewives are stubborn like her. Like, Nene is stubborn too. Nene is very, very stubborn. Like, oh my God. Like, and it's very frustrating to see stubborn women, because you can see, like, there's potential for them to grow and be beautiful flowers, but they're just like rotten. Like,
yeah, like I mean, I don't think this about my mom, but like my mom is the type of person too that will hold a grudge until the day she dies. And I used to be that person too, because like when something is really upsetting and like a person makes you that upset, you really don't think, like, at that time, you really think you're not going to talk to them forever. But I mean, time heals all wounds. It's just not like that with Teresa. She just is not like that.
Yeah, it's obviously like I think it's like a foreign thing, and like how she grew up.
Yeah.
And it just is what it is. Unfortunately, Team Trey though.
Yeah, Team Trey all the way. That's all it is. This was so much fun. That was another
moment.
Next episode next week. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to comment and subscribe and share.
Comment, like, and subscribe. I don't know if it's this way or that way, or that way, or that way, or that way.
You're pointing.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. All right, we'll be back next week to cover episode 3 of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Nothing left to say.